Welcome, everybody. This is D Durrell at the practice again. Today is the first day of which now will be my primary channel, which is D Durrell Rebirth. This will now be my primary channel, as you all know. D Durrell, the original D Durrell channel has been taken down, and it is no longer in existence. Give me 1 second, guys. Having a little camera issue here. The D Durrell channel that you once knew of is no longer in existence. Unfortunately, there are a lot of haters that don't like D Durrell because I speak the truth, and they were successful in terminating my channel. I kind of listed a variety of the reasons in which they felt my channel was inappropriate. They claimed that I was verbalizing hate speech. They stated that I was saying a lot of inappropriate things. I was inciting comments that could have incited violence towards the safety of certain people. I beg them differ, but unfortunately, YouTube has become more stringent on the things that content creators say. They gave me a host of different emails, and they decided to terminate the channel permanently. I attempted to appeal, and I was unsuccessful. I was basically unsuccessful, and they claimed in reviewing many of my videos, they felt that it was appropriate that this channel is no longer in action. And I'm okay with that. So this channel was formerly called DDS Sounds. DDS Sounds was a channel where I would post music. I was not very active on the channel, but I use it as a backup in case anything did happen. This happened to me about less than a year ago, last year, in which I was suspended for 1 week, and I was creating content from DDS Sounds by D Durrell, and I got pretty good support for it. Not what I would get for D Durrell itself, but that's okay. It was what it was. And so at this point, I had made a decision. I have actually created 2 channels. As we speak, there's a simulcast that is going on with my channel, This Is Not D Durrell, and this channel, which is D Durrell The Rebirth. And I came up with D Durrell The Rebirth because I feel like this is me starting from scratch. I think that is very important that I just kind of start from scratch, take the music content away, and don't make it the focal point of this particular channel. Also, since I've been on this channel, I was kind of stagnant in my music channel. I was hovering around 960 views, and now I'm over 1,000, and pretty soon I'm expected to be monetized for YouTube to contact me in regards to monetizing this channel. And once I got over the $1,000 number, which is allowing you to be monetized and so forth, I felt that it would be more beneficial for me to make this the prime channel. I was going to do the primary channel, but since a lot of people, thanks to you all, thanks to my subscribers, thanks to the conscious clientele, I was able to get the support that I needed and so on. And now I'm going to be monetized pretty soon. I'm going to continue to get more subscribers and so forth. And I'm going to actually make this the primary channel. And I want to thank you all because I couldn't have done it without you. You all were the ones who supported the channel. I got a lot of encouragement and upliftment in as it relates to losing the channel. And I'm going to say, guys, I mean, I was pissed off for about 2 days, but then I kind of looked at it, just looking at it and putting things into perspective. Everything happens for a reason. When you put things into perspective, you understand that everything happens for a reason. And that's what happened. It all happened for a reason. And so, with that being said, um, I took it upon myself to kind of rethink about how I operate. Gives me a chance to look at the type of content that I'm doing, creating backup channels, creating a variety of different channels uh, to just basically be a cover for when things like this happen, that my content can continue to move forward. And so I see Expose the Manosphere, just gave him a wrench. Shout out to Expose the Manosphere. He said it's all much of it deals with titles, descriptions, the actual content, which is why I censor out profanity. People taught me to write a code to avoid it. Yeah, you can do that. And I'm actually going to start. I actually need to go back into the YouTube studio to start Xing out some things too. I think whenever I created very controversial content, I should have also took it down, put it in Patreon. There were some things that I could have done, and I decided not to do it. But it's all a learning experience. It's all a learning experience, and hey, I have to move forward. I have to um, continue doing what I'm doing. I have another channel called Free Your Mind that's going to specifically be mental health related, PG, no person, no anything like that, no controversial issues. I'm going to do maybe 1 to 2 videos a week on that. This is going to strictly be professional, academic, in nature, strictly on mental health issues. I have yet to I have a website for that. I have yet to launch it, and probably a few days before I launch it, I'm going to do a live stream so that I can expose everybody to that platform, so they can go to D Durrell Free Your Mind. You can check out the website, and you can check out my website, and you can also subscribe through the website to my YouTube channel, Free Your Mind. Also, you see this channel here, which is D Durrell Rebirth, which D Durrell Rebirth is pretty much going to reflect what D Durrell, the regular D Durrell was, and so forth. Um, Same type of content, except I'm going to have more music on it here and there. Uh, Also, I like to add that this is not D Durrell, which I may end up changing the name of that to something else. But right now, this is not D Durrell. Is going to be kind of like my troll account. When you see me throughout Black YouTube on other people's panels, that will be the platform that will be the platform that I'm going to operate under. You won't see me operating under D Durrell Rebirth on anybody as far as getting on a panel or anything. You will basically see this is not D Durrell on other people's channels when I'm on a panel, or you see me in the chat room, or I may be trolling or doing other things. So throughout Black YouTube, conscious community, the Manosphere, you will see more of this is not D Durrell. That's pretty much going to be um, my more operative channel, in which you'll see me going back and forth with people, saying different things, having discussions, talking about mental health. Man, this camera is okay. Give me 1 second, guys. This camera is. Give me 1 second. So that will basically be the channel that most of you all will see me operating under, for the most part. Um, and I'm looking forward to having the interactions with others, continuing on what I do as D Durrell, basically more of a contrarian in nature, um, hated by many, loved by few. That's okay. Respected by all. That's what I would like to go by. I'm not here for a popularity contest. I'm here to seek the truth. I'm here to convey the truth. I am here to enforce the truth. I am here to practice the truth. And whenever people get on here on these particular platforms and they portray themselves as being intellectual, and they portray themselves as knowing what they're talking about, no education, no training, no field experience, I'm going to go about correcting that, particularly when it involves topics and issues that I pretty much profess myself to have expertise in. And I know they don't like that. I know that they don't like the fact that I try to correct and go against the grain of things that are unfounded from a research and a theoretical standpoint. And I, I'm not here to sit around and listen to people lie and miseducate. That is even, and I'm the first to admit when I'm wrong. If I'm wrong about something, I will definitely admit that I'm wrong. But there are guys that have no business having discussions with me about topics that they know nothing about. And they will sit there and argue with me intensely and immensely when they shouldn't be. It's almost as if they're allergic to just sitting, listening, and learning. Just because you don't like someone, don't mean you can't learn from them. I understand that's a reach for many of these guys in this space. In order for them to want to learn and listen to you, they feel like they have to like you. And that's not the case. Also, I hate the fact that I don't understand in this space, why are people minimizing higher education? It's if higher education cannot launch you to having a higher standard of living and success. When the statistics show that college educated people make over $1 million more over a lifetime than those who don't have a education, a higher education. Not saying that college education is the most effective way of being successful. I won't say that because it is expensive, particularly in this time and date. In this time and day, college education is very expensive. And so for those, if you're not serious about an education, if you're not serious about it in regards to developing a career for yourself through that pathway, and you don't want to study and you don't want to do the work, I would encourage you not to go to college. But for those who can effortlessly do that and enjoy the academic environment and the intellectual stimulation that you can experience, I would encourage you to go to college so that you can grow from that. People who have higher education run this country. This country is not ran by people who have college education and below. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, this country is not ran by people who have technical degrees. That's just a fact. So why are you in a demographic in which we're at the bottom of everything telling people that your degrees don't mean anything? This is one of the primary reasons I left the Manosphere in the first place, even though I'm kind of back. I left because I'm not roaming around on a variety of different platforms anymore because I pretty much have the idea that I can basically function in a variety of different spaces. And see here we go here with Doug. Doug is stating, shut out to Doug. Where do you get the idea of people minimizing education? Well, every time I speak on topics in which I'm the most qualified person to talk about that topic, the people who I actually am and that I'm actually debating against, which I'm actually not debating, I'm attempting to educate, they tell me my degrees don't mean anything. They say my as a therapist, your degrees don't mean anything. That doesn't mean a damn thing. What you saying don't mean anything. You have poor character. You a simp, D. Durrell. You a blue pill simp, D. Durrell. Your degrees don't mean anything. You don't need a college education to be successful. What's the use of you getting a degree in something you don't need? And everybody attempts to highlight the importance of STEM, which I agree. STEM is the future. But you also have to understand, in those particular fields that involve STEM, there are other fields that work in conjunction to STEM will be needed. Okay. That will be needed. Okay. And everybody's not going to excel in the sciences, the technology, um, and to some of the healing professions like myself, in the medical professions. Everybody's not going to function. No, everybody that will not have a high degree of functionality in regards to how they have they can operate in as far as mathematics and science. That may not be their strengths. Okay. More the highlighting STEM, and even if they are working in STEM, many of them are not working at a high level in STEM. They're working lower level jobs in STEM that require you to have a Microsoft A plus certification or something like that. They're not doing higher level stuff. They're doing low level things, which is I'm not looking down on that. But and then many of them all profess if I had $1 for every time someone said they're in STEM making $100,000, if I had $1 for that, come on, man. I mean, I don't have to lie about what I do. I've shown what I've done. Um, I've shown what I've done and so forth. I'm basically playing with this Play-Doh. It's a stress reliever for me right now because I have been very stressed with work and some things business wise and so forth. But this is a thing I do for therapeutically for myself. As I when I'm in a situation. So Doug says not everyone is going to excel in STEM, but currently those with degrees is only 10%. That's correct. And that percentage is actually less when it comes to Black people. And what I'm going to say is that I would encourage more Black people to get in STEM. I'm actually going to say that. But to think that most people should go into STEM, I mean, I'm not going to push someone to go and to basically matriculate in a STEM program or STEM related field when actual coursework that's required is not their strengths. I'm going to encourage people to pick fields where they can academically excel. And actually, for those that don't know about vocational counseling, there are actual assessments and inventories and aptitude tests that you can take that can actually put you in the right direction as far as academics. But you know what? In the field of counseling, vocational counseling is the least utilized field of any field in therapy. The least. And to be honest with you, most people that experience some type of inadequacies with themselves and life is usually directed towards the fact of what type of field they're in, because the type of field can be deemed as being stressful to them, or from a personality standpoint, even though they may function well in it, it doesn't necessarily coincide with the type of lifestyle that they want to be in, to operate in. So Doug says, is if that does not change by 2030, we're all going to be in serious trouble because of the AI and the automation that's going to roll out. We're not going to have too many options. Again, that is all speculation, Doug. That is all speculation. There's a lot can happen between 2020 and 2030. And just because people are projecting all of these things, you have to also take in mind um, other variables when you're dealing with people that can occur that could maybe alter those projections. Just like people are projecting that the downflow, which is this is a very constant manosphere talking point that black marriages have been in a declining mode over the last 30, 40 years, which is true. But who's to say that there are things that are going to happen in which those numbers may tend to go up and may go down? We don't know that. Those are only projections. And just because something projects one way doesn't mean that there can be an alternate situation that can happen that can actually reverse that. See, nobody thinks about these things. Everybody just looks at numbers and look where things are going and assume that is the way it's going to be. There are a lot of things that were, if you can look at what people were saying in 2010, I don't think anybody would have thought that there would be a coronavirus. The coronavirus is a, what I would say, an anecdotal experience that's going to alter statistical data. 911 was an identifiable event that can alter statistical data in society. And in between 2020 and 2030, there are going to be other, I'm going to repeat, there will be other crucial events from a global or a national standpoint that may change and alter statistical data. We have to be open to these things, but you cannot be closed-minded to those that are challenging you from an intellectual standpoint just because you don't like them or don't agree with them. Just because I'm not going to follow the brain. Okay? So we have to be open to that. And you have to take in account those particular things. What's up, Sassire One? How you doing? Glad to see you here. So Expose the Manosphere says, as an historian, one thing I know is that most predictions, even made with great certainty, are often horrifically wrong. Not saying I can read the future. Exactly. We don't know what phenomenon or other issues and other variables that can create change. Okay. We could have something. We don't know the things that can happen. All we can basically do is look at things from a certain way and make an educated guess, which basically we're hypothesizing. And that's all we're doing. But the manosphere doesn't even know what a hypothesis means. They're just making phony ass guess. They're not even hypothesizing, because at least with the hypothesis, you're looking at things from an educational standpoint. You're looking at things from a logical standpoint before you make a guess, or an educated guess, or a prediction of what can occur based on previous information. And you also have to be open to the fact that there is a standard, there's error that's going to be involved. These guys don't listen to that. They think, listen, this is what the data says, is what it is. If you disagree, you're a simp. Okay? I've been told that a million times. So Sassire One says, tech is the movement now. Companies who aren't able to online their businesses or offer some form of online availability saw massive drops. You have to stay technically sound. And that, I do agree with that. You have to stay technically sound. But what I'm stating is that there are people who are just not going to be proficient in tech. They're not strong in the sciences. They're not strong in mathematics, in areas that are related to that. They may be strong in other areas. They may be stronger in business management. They may be stronger in administration. They may be stronger in education, and so forth. All different other areas that are outside of that. And I think that in regards to anyone attempting to educate themselves or seek higher education and training, what I'm going to say is that my advice would be is to avoid industries or avoid degrees, because college degrees are too expensive to get these days. Please avoid seeking degrees that lack what I would say economic value. There are some degrees that don't have economic value. They don't have a lot of economic value. Matter of fact, I'm going to say this. A degree in philosophy has very little academic value. A degree in general studies has no academic value. Okay? There's certain types of degrees that just don't have real academic value. And I'm not going to tell you to go into STEM, even though, yes, STEM is the future. But there's also other fields that also operate in conjunction to STEM. There's other things that have to operate in conjunction to STEM. And I think that we must be mindful of that. And then she talked about the service industry. Right. The service industry is always going to be huge. The service industry is paramount to all operations from an economic standpoint. Doug states, would take the fourth industrial generation seriously? Yes, we should. Can we really afford to take that gamble when other countries plan 10, 15 years in advance? Well, I'm going to say this. We're gambling. Everything is a gamble. And other countries are planning 10 to 15 years in advance. But other countries have to, because they're not in the position of the United States. Not to say that we shouldn't also plan in the future. But the fact is that, I mean, if I'm a second world country or I'm another country that's lacking a variety of different things, you have to plan. Okay? And I do think that what happens if let me look at it from this standpoint, guys. Let's say everybody goes into STEM and now the STEM industry is saturated with people who have these degrees and they can't find jobs in these fields. Anybody ever thought about the saturation of people getting these degrees? Can anybody answer that? Doug, Sassire, Expose the Manosphere. Can we talk about the saturation of those getting into those degrees, where now you're going to have a whole bunch of people with a master's degree in chemical engineering and they can't find a job because it's saturated? What's up, K Coaching? How you doing, brother? So Doug says, see, now you're contradicting the Manosphere. That's exactly what's being discussed. Don't go into education with degrees of less value. Well, I don't hear a lot of that. But the thing about it is, I don't think that they are educated enough on these other fields to tell anybody what they should and should not go and should not attempt to actually seek degrees to actually seek. That's my issue. I don't think they actually know enough about other areas outside of STEM or even STEM in itself. Like Expose the Manosphere said, there are people who are talking about STEM who are not in STEM. There are people who are telling people not to get certain degrees, but you've never been to college. There are people telling people don't seek a psychology degree. I have a psychology degree, and I could tell you that that's false. Now, there are certain circumstances that I would say not to get a psychology degree, and there's only one reason I would tell somebody not to get a psychology degree. I would encourage any individual to not seek a psychology degree if they are planning to end their education at a bachelor's degree. But if you're planning to seek to be in mental health, counseling, uh, psychology, psychiatry. I think that psychology degree would help them in that process. It could be a foundation that will help you matriculate to get a master's or a PhD. I know because I did it myself. My psychology degree did not have a lot of economic value. It had a lot of academic value because I knew that I had a plan that this psychology degree would give me a prerequisite that will allow me to have a certain knowledge in the field of counseling that I learned with my psychology degree. Therefore, my master's degree was very easy to obtain because I already had prior knowledge by seeking that degree in psychology. That's value. So there's certain circumstances you have to look at. And that's why I think vocational counseling is very important, and it's not seeked. People are not seeking that a lot. And even my brother here, Kay Coach, said, I have a sociology degree, human services, and I'm able to get a state job. And that's what you wanted to do. And he says to Sassar, we cannot afford to downplay the importance of more of us going into that field. That's not what I'm stating. You're misinterpreting what I'm stating, Doug. That's not what I stated. What I'm saying is that we can't afford to saturate industries, particularly industries that we don't even own. We don't own these industries. We don't control these industries. We don't control these industries. At D. Durrell, I'm having this issue with my daughter. She wants to go into psych, and if she doesn't want to be in therapy, is that valuable? Now, Sasa, I'm gonna have to unpeel that question a little bit because you're saying your daughter wants to go into psych, but she doesn't want to be in therapy. You mean she doesn't want therapy for herself, or she don't want to facilitate therapy? Those are two different things. So please help me understand. Are you telling me she wants to go in psychology, or she doesn't want to be in therapy? Or she wants a psychology degree, but she doesn't want to be trained in facilitating? Those are two different things. Okay. Well, if she don't want to facilitate therapy, I would advise her not to get that psych degree. I would definitely, and I would tell you not to pay your money, not to waste your money on her getting that psych degree. So if she doesn't want to go, if she wants a psychology degree, but she wants to end it at that, that's a waste of money. The only way that I would tell you that is not a waste of money is if she wants to teach psychology at the college level with a master's or PhD, or if she wants to propel, let's say she wants to go into maybe law, to become a lawyer or something and work dealing with people that have, let's say civil issues within the mental health field. Because I know people that specialize. I know several guys that who have a psychology degree, and they specialize in civil suits that deal with mental health companies and agencies and professionals. Okay, that's something totally different. That's a person with a plan. She says, what about neuropsychology? She is going to get her master's. No, neuropsychology. Number one, it sounds real pretty. All neuropsychology means that you're studying more of the brain, the functioning of the brain itself, and the mental processes that involve certain chemical reactions and so forth in the brain. I would encourage her not to get that degree either, because there are very few jobs in that degree. Unless you want to teach that at a college level, don't get that degree. Now, if she wants to become a psychologist, if she wants to become a psychologist, neuropsychologist, still, if she likes research, if she wants to do research, I'm gonna say this. I'm not telling her not to seek if that's what she wants to do, but I'm going to say the pathway to success is going to be very difficult with that type of degree because number one, the economic value of it. She likes to do research, maybe developmental. Now, developmental, that's child psychology. That's something different. That actually has more economic value. There's a lot of money in child psychology with kids. Actually, insurance is reimbursed more for children than adults. So that's something different. But just to merely get a psychology degree and end it there, I would have to advise you not to do that. I'm going to advise you not to do so. That's just me. And I'm gonna tell you this because I basically provide academic and professional advisement as a counseling supervisor. Just about 6 months ago, I saved a student of mine, a black female, from getting a second master's degree that she didn't need. And she didn't even know that. I saved her about 30 grand from seeking a degree she didn't even need to be licensed. Exposed the Manosphere says to Poetic Flocka, a lot of immigrant parents are like that. One of my dissertation committee members is a child of Chinese immigrations, but she has a PhD in history. I don't know how her parents reacted. There's nothing wrong with getting a PhD in history if you want to teach, because that's the only thing you're going to really be able to do. If you want to teach it serves you. It doesn't serve you well to get a degree, a PhD in history, and don't work in the collegiate level teaching history, because that's the only thing you can basically do. That's the only thing you can. You know, she goes to college in Houston. Maybe you can talk to her one day. I think, Sasa, I don't know if you have my email address. If she needs some academic advisement on that, this is my email address. I could give her some advice in the field, because I hate to see you waste your money on her getting a psych degree and she wants to end it at that, because I'm gonna guarantee you, with a psych degree and she tries to work anywhere, she's gonna basically come out of college, probably spent, I don't know how much in that, maybe 70, 80,000 and that on the degree that she has. And she'll be working, making about $15 to $16, $17 an hour working in the social service industry starting off. That's facts. Okay, great. She said, I will email you. I'm not wasting any money. She's on a full ride. Well, she's not. Well, I'm going to say congratulations that she was able to obtain that. But I'm going to encourage her to get the full value of that free ride. And again, unless she plans on teaching, or even with a research degree, which psychology is a research degree, but she's going to need a master's or basically a PhD to really make money in research. To become a PhD, if she wants to make money in research, she's going to have to have a psychology, a PhD. She's going to have a PhD in psychology. Yeah. And K Coaches said it. She will work as a case manager. That's it. She's going to work for nonprofits, state jobs, paraprofessionals in the mental health field. Matter of fact, I'm actually getting ready. I've actually been licensed as a case management agency for like 10 months, almost a little bit, maybe almost a year. And it took me about 6 months to 8 months just to get all some of the, as far as the licensing and then the credentialing for the insurances. And I'm going to be actually hiring bachelor's level case managers next year. That's going to be I'm actually reformatting and restructuring my business so that I can provide more case management along with the therapy in itself. Yeah, I don't want her to get a full ride in a degree and feel like she wasted her time, because with that full ride, Sassire, she's going to be working with a bachelor's degree in psychology. The only thing she could do is teach with an alternative certification, and she can teach with an alternative certification, and then she could work in the social service field as as a case manager on a paraprofessional level. Okay. So she said, "Why don't I?" They're talking about tech again. Okay, saying that what I don't like about some of these tech companies is how they are quick to get H-1B workers when we are looking for opportunities to work at these firms. Yeah, because those H-1B workers are willing to work for cheaper. That's the reason. But again, what you're saying is evident to what I stated earlier, that corresponds to the fact that we don't control these industries. And there has to be some entrepreneurship that's involved in us being in tech. We don't control the industries. I mean, that's the bigger issue. Because if we control these industries, we can hire ourselves and people who look like us and not other people. I think that would be a better way of looking at things. We need to be in positions where we can dominate, not get degrees waiting on other people to hire us. That's the perspective that I'm looking at it. That's the perspective. And shout out to what's going on, Poetic Flocka. How you doing? I'm about to get to the Umar stuff in a little bit. I'm about to get into the Umar stuff in a second. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that. We kind of went off, and this is what I didn't want to go into detail with that, because I know we're reviewing Manosphere stuff, so it is related to the Manosphere. What's up, China White? How are you doing? I know you wanted to come up the other day. I'm gonna give you. Let me see if StreamYard will allow me to send my yeah. So that's going out to China White. It's an open panel. You can get the link, China White, if you like. We can chop it up for a little bit. Let's chop it up, because I'm gonna get to Miss Avatar X. That's my next topic that I want to discuss. So I'm gonna talk about Miss Avatar X. And China White, there's the link there you can get. I like to kind of talk to you. You know, I know you wanted to come in yesterday. My StreamYard wasn't working right. Today it's allowing me to send my StreamYard. Yesterday it wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to do so. So this is an open panel. You can get the link. So for those who are watching, that kind of talking about more Manosphere stuff, I had some correspondence with the person that I think is the person behind Avatar X. Doug say, Lord, time for me to exit. I'm done with Camgate. Okay, brother. Well, peace out, brother. I mean, you saw that in the description, in the title. So we're going to discuss that. So I think it's incumbent on me to discuss that, because that was in the topic. What is going on with this goddamn camera? Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So, so let's talk about that. Now, I've been looking at the videos that I've done over the past week. I've been kind of laying low this week when it comes to this, but I've been seeing other people have been talking about things. I've been kind of laying low on this stuff. I also want to comment on Mr. I was watching Reg the Bad Guy, and you had Brian Triple X, aka Dorn Gardito, want to talk negative of me and call me out because there's a guy who did a T-shirt or said something about I like chocolate women, and now he has made a website. Now he's making $1 million, and he felt like, wow, I want to make fun of D. Durrell because he wrote a song about dark skinned women, and he made a song about dark skinned women, and now he was stuck and nobody cared. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. First of all, the reaction to a black man saying I'm in love with dark skinned women is not going to be as significant as a white man standard. First of all, okay. So you would think common sense would allow you to understand that, but during Brian Triple, whatever his name, Triple X, aka Dorn Gardito, I understand you lack that capacity to understand that. Second, I don't give a damn. This guy, he made the little money he made. It's not something that's going to sustain itself. I guarantee you the money he made, he'll be broke within a year and a half, particularly if he was not making that kind of money prior to this phenomenon happening. So it wasn't really, I don't know. And then they tried to call me up, and I almost took the bait. I was going to come up, but I told them no, I don't have time to be arguing and yelling with low level Negroes when I'm on YouTube all the time. I'm above that at this point. I mean, if that I am passionate about, I may discuss that, but I don't have time for that. Expose the man. Manosphere said, someone tell David Carroll that he doesn't understand that at all. Man, David Carroll, man, I feel sorry for people who don't have a voice or no value in real life. I really do, man. I feel sorry for guys like that finally have somebody listening to them, like Mr. Fantastic, a guy like David Carroll, that nobody cared about what you think about. Nobody cared to listen. Nothing you say is of any value. And now you're on YouTube, and now all of a sudden you think you're important. David Carroll has been on YouTube for at least 7 years, and nobody cares, Daryl. I mean, David. You say the same stuff negative about your own people, calling black people monkeys and you stupid and you Negroes, this and this and that. I'm like, man, please stop. Like, I used to listen to David Carroll like back in 16. Then I stopped, man, because it was the same shit. With a goddamn clock ticking, he's sitting in a barbershop or something, by himself. This fool, which sitting there with shades, just talking shit. And these fools listen to him like he knows what he's talking about. David Carroll has no value. And notice a lot of these guys never had any sense of value in their life until they came into these spaces. And now he wants to talk ill. I think some of these guys come on here for revenge porn. They had to get revenge on those that would not show them respect in real life. I really think that. Now let me move on. So, the person that you all know by the name of Deity, I had some more correspondence with her this week. And so I haven't been watching a whole lot of Manosphere talking points and so forth, but I do understand with Camgate I guess, and I also had a comment by Rue wanting to talk to me about how you could function and log into your StreamYard with two different accounts. And how you can have your phone in one area and you be in another area. It's very simple. It's two ways that you can actually do it. Matter of fact, all you really have to do is if you have a YouTube channel under two separate emails, the email that you logged into StreamYard and another email address that is not associated with that channel, you can log into StreamYard. You can have your phone in another room, and you can be in a computer or whatever, and it will show you speaking and the visual of what the phone is viewing. Whether that phone is in New York, Florida, or whatever. You can log in with two separate accounts. Or you can use other third-party platforms. Like I have a platform called DoxyMe. You can actually do this on Zoom, in which I can log in through the Zoom with a separate account, and it will show wherever you're looking at, and you can be quiet, and somebody else can be talking over it. That can all happen under the same screen. Very easily. Very easily. You can do that. You can do that very easily. And it's not hard. It is not hard at all. Matter of fact, if I was logged into it, I could make sure that my screen is the prominent screen and they don't show the other person. And it will show as if I'm in that space. So I'm going to get with Rue. Rue wants to speak. Rue Demp. Shout out to Rue Demp. You can check out his channel, Rue Demp, or Rue Demp 12, or Redemption Redeem. You can check out his channel for reference to what I'm speaking of in regards to Camgate. He's been on this. He's been going at it with Mr. Simtastic. Shout out to him. I don't have time for it. I have no time to deal with low-level Negroes who've been at an E5 for 14 years, making under $40,000, making less than $40,000 a year. I really don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I pay that in taxes. I don't even have time for that. Doug says, expose the Manosphere. I'm creating a React channel specifically for your channel. I bet. Well, I want to see that. I definitely want to see that. I definitely got to see that. So I spoken to Miss Deity, and she was questioning me about, did I tell people how she looked, a video? And I should. I said, look, man, I told her, look, I'm not going to show anybody a video. I would never, break my confidentiality with you or your privacy by showing other people your picture or video. I would never do that. Even if we were not cool with each other, I would never do that because I'm just not that kind of person. And I let her know. I said I would never do that. And yes, you know, I'm like, I explained to people how she looked, kind of. I didn't go into detail. I just gave a mild description, and that's it. And that's all they're going to get from me. Now, the purpose of me giving a description of Deity is so that in case there was a scenario in which Deity and Jessica X actually cammed up at the same time, if that could actually happen, which is actually it's actually impossible, I would know if that's Deity or not. I would know that that's truly her and it's not somebody else. That was the purpose of me saying that. Okay. So if we saw that, we all know the picture, but nobody has any picture or anything outside of me of Deity. So if there was a Deity that showed up, let's just say for some strange reason, okay, we know it's not Jessica X, but let's say it's Jessica X and Deity and they both look different. I could confirm whether or not Deity is who Deity is. I could confirm that. Nobody else can, but I could. So I talked to them about that, and they want to discuss it. We can discuss it. You know, it's not difficult at all. I mean, it is. It makes for good theater. And shout out to Rue. I guess he'll hit me up. Supposedly supposed to be in the UK, K, but Jessica X is not Jessica X. Jessica X is Deity. If you heard the video, you would know that to be Deity. I would play it, but I don't feel like doing it right now. Anybody would know with their right mind, Jessica X is Deity. She's the person behind it. It makes sense. It really makes sense. But yeah, I thought China White was going to come up, but I guess she decided not to. But I appreciate her for coming in, checking in. I need to check out her platform also. I was looking for China White platform because China White is one that went toe to toe with Jessica X, and you know, gave her a piece of her mind, and it made for very entertaining YouTube content. And she been popping in. She popped in yesterday, popped in today. You know, it's cool. I see Up the Unicorn in here with somebody talking about Cam Gate also. He's talking about it. I seen Up the Unicorn got new cameras, new look. She looking, got her thing going on and so forth. She got some upgrades going. So I'm just saying, man. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but I wanted to just kind of talk about that, just to get that out the way, because next week I think that some things are gonna happen with that. No, they're not. You saw what you saw on Rudim channel with two people in which Jessica X was talking, and that was a pre-recording of Jessica X talking and Diddy talking. They did not have a conversation with each other. And on my channel, they were on the same platform. And when Jessica X was talking, Diddy was quiet the whole time. And Diddy was supposed to actually get off the platform. I was going to expose that, but my channel got shut down. So I wasn't able to do that. Nah, I have to disagree. I have to disagree, Kate. They're the same person. You can use a British Eliza. When if you would have heard the video that I've shown, you would be saying differently. The video shows that when Jessica X was speaking, the accent left and she sounded like Diddy. Yeah, but if you again, like I said, and I understand you all can think that, but if you saw the video, you would think differently. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play the video since everybody, just to relieve you all of the suspicion that you have. Give me 1 second. Let me go to Rudim channel. And I can let me see, guys. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, but you can use a British Eliza and do that. That's an app that can make you sound that way. And that's what she was talking to. But let me show you the proof. I'll show you the proof, Kate, and then you can make your own decision. I'm gonna show you the proof. Let me go to Rudemp 12. Give me 1 second. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up.
No. Pose it.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you all. Let me do a screen share right quick for those that question that. Okay, you can see that in the screen. I'm gonna take this off so everybody can see. All this is fair use. Rue Dim say he don't mind. I'm gonna show you this. I thought I shown this already, but for those that didn't see the last time, I'll show you on this one. Give me 1 second.
Get deity, and Jessica X to get on the panel at the same damn time. At the same damn time, yo, that's a good idea. That'd be a good idea. Your boy, Rue, right? What year? 65 or 66 likes and like 8 dislikes. How does I can get so many people? 1,200 people watching that video. How can I get so many people to agree with my premise on the situation, right? Like, how is it? I can persuade people. Like, I'm not that guy, the Virgin Islands nigga. Why just guys don't give a fuck about what's going on? And O'Shea is more in tune. No, that's all he need to be asked. Introduced to DT on Fantastic Channel, right? Who are cool with. Okay? You turn the fuck up. My bad. Your voice. You had to raise your voice, so therefore you lost your act. Where's my volume up? I just want to hear some of this shit from Game Changer. 00100.
Somebody attempts to put me in a position to prove a negative.
It's really about Game Changer. They can get you automatic 30. Nigga, who talking about? What is Rue talking about? That wasn't no fucking deity. That one. They can say no dose, the nigga be up. Oh, man, what's up? How you doing, sweetheart? Yep. Hey, that's Jerome, man. He'll be in a wheelchair by the time he's 30. Like Earl Campbell. A picture I want some Ken and Diarra type shit. Ben. And she becoming deity, and then she go back to Just Gas, bro.
Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to find it.
Deity, right? Because got motherfucking down. Out. Houston police. You want to test me?
No, wait. I think you make a really good point when you say that you can't prove a negative.
and don't that sound like deity, bitches? You trying to be funny and you trying to mock the situation, bitch? You sound just like deity on that one. What the?
Starship, there.
Thank you. Oh, you know you're not cheating.
That's all you can do. You know, you come back from the DR and be like, so you can't prove a negative. It's an exercise in futility.
Yeah, you make a good point, and that's why I haven't even entertained it.
You're not gonna speak on it. All right, man, hold on. Everybody got the goddamn timer, nigga. Hold on.
It doesn't really reflect on anybody. Now, do you know how? But you were just stuck with it.
Oh, really? DJ Cooler's panel a few nights ago when Jessica X.
Give me a second, guys. I thought this was the video. I'm trying to figure it out. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm gonna just show it.
Was going back and forth with Celeste, with Sway Celeste.
I think it's coming right here.
About coming up and about just all this little girl shit, women and female shit, right? You ain't cute, bitch, you ugly, bitch, you. You ain't with the shit, just fuck you, select but you ain't gonna do this, you won't do that. I'm a camo, you not a camo. All right, cool, right? All right. And the whole time she got this British motherfucking accent. And people before that day, and before yesterday, folks wasn't questioning whether she was British or not. A lot of folks was agreeing. A lot of folks, 100% of people on YouTube agreed and really thought that Jessica X was from the United Kingdom, was from England. Nigga, everybody thought that. No one doubted that shit. I'm just trying to say, like, it's based on her accent. Yeah, folks probably doubted she was light-skinned. They probably doubted her picture. It would be nothing for me to be proven at this point. Yeah. Because her goddamn British accent was on. Hold up, defensive end, right? You went to the Super Bowl. He didn't. She sounded just like. Because I'm
going to do the same. Is what I'm.
You gonna pull it down?
Is that a deal?
Okay, so is that the deal? You gotta worry about your.
Okay, guys, this is it right here. This is it. I want you all to listen closely and listen to how the accent changed and tell me who this sounds like.
Is that the deal? One in and one out.
Who?
Is that the
Is
deal?
that a deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Do we have a deal? Cam up for Tackman already beat y'all to it. All right, you gonna pull it down?
Is that a deal?
Okay, so is that the deal? You gotta worry about
Now that's Jessica saying it's cool.
Is that the deal? One in and one out.
Who?
Now who does that sound like? Who does that sound like, guys? That sounds just like Diddy. That sounds just like Diddy is the person that's saying cool. I said it's cool. It's supposed to be Jessica X speaking, but it's not. That is Diddy. That's the person pretending to be Jessica X. So let's listen again.
Is that
Is
the
that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Do we have a deal? All right, if the Tackman already beat y'all to it. All right, you gonna pull it down?
Is that a deal?
Okay, so is that the deal? You gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in and one out.
Who?
That's Jessica X.
Is that
Supposed to be.
Deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
That's supposed to be Jessica X.
Tackman already beat y'all to it. All right, you gonna pull it down?
Is that a deal?
Okay, so is that the deal? You gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in and one out.
Who?
Is that the
Is that a deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
this one came back.
Now look at the voice change.
You gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in and one out.
Who?
Is that the
Is that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
This one.
I'm going to come up.
Jessica?
You gotta worry
Two
about
different
your face
voices.
out there. Is that the deal? One in and one out.
Who?
Is that the
Is that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
So is that the deal? You gotta worry about your face out there.
Come on, K. Now you got to be reasonable, man. Come on now, brother. Come on now.
Is that the
Is
deal?
that a deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
This one gonna go.
Is that the deal?
Let me
You
stop.
gotta worry about your face.
How you gonna go, K? Now let's be honest, brother. Come on, you're not being reasonable, K. How you gonna say it's cool? I said it's cool, and then after that, your voice sounds totally different. The person saying cool is supposed to be Jessica X. Her British Eliza failed her, and then she corrected it. Then it went back to the British voice. That is simple as can be, man. Come on, K. Don't start acting like these other guys with something that's very simple and that's common sense.
Face out there. Is that the deal? One in and one out.
Who?
Is that the
Is
deal?
that a deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
Now you say I'm going to come up.
Is that the deal? I gotta worry about your face.
No, brother. Let me stop.
Is that the deal?
No, she didn't say one word. It doesn't matter if you say one word or you say 5 words. Your voice shouldn't go from being British to American. All right, Kay, I hear you, but the proof is in the pudding.
One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is
deal?
that a deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is
asking.
it locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
Then you say I'm going to come
Is
up.
that the deal? I gotta worry about your face.
That's 2 different voices.
Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is
deal?
that a deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is
cool.
that the deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is
asking.
it locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
And I'm gonna let y'all know the deal. I gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is
deal?
that a deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is
cool.
that the deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is
asking.
it locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
This one gonna be on.
Deal, Jessica. I just said it's
Is
cool.
that the deal? Is that
Man, that's
the
deity.
deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is
asking.
it locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
Hey, so is that the deal? I gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is
cool.
that the deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
This one gonna be on.
Deal, Jessica.
I gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is
deal?
that a deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is
cool.
that the deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
Y'all play this motherfucker shit for 8 goddamn hours. I'll be on this motherfucker the same time Fool was on this motherfucker playing the same loop. Here we go, loop-de-loop. Fool was on that motherfucker 9 hours and 31 minutes.
That was on Cuda channel. That's real. That is real. I'm gonna play it again.
Thank you. Cut your taste. How you doing, man?
Hey, is what I'm
Is
asking.
it locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
This one gonna be on Patreon.
Jessica.
I gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is that
deal?
a deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is that
cool.
the deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is
asking.
it locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
So is that the deal? I gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is
cool.
that the deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm.
Is it locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
This one, hold on. Is that the deal? I gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is that
cool.
the deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
Okay, so is that the deal? I gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is
cool.
that the deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
This one gonna be on. Is that the deal? I gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is
deal?
that a deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is that
cool.
the deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
I'm gonna come up. Really?
I gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? One in, one out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's
Is that the
cool.
deal? Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is it
asking.
locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
This one gonna be on.
Deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Is that the deal? Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the same? Is what I'm
Is
asking.
it locked in?
I'm gonna come up.
Hey, so is that the deal? You gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? 1 in, 1 out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the thing? Is what I'm asking.
You locked in.
I'm gonna come up.
This one will go.
Deal, Jessica.
You gotta worry about your face out there. Is that the deal? 1 in, 1 out.
Cool.
Is that the
Is that a
deal?
deal, Jessica? I just said it's cool.
Deal. Do we have a deal?
No, are you going to do the thing? Is what I'm asking.
You locked in.
I'm gonna come up.
Stop playing motherfucker to the 8 goddamn miles an hour. I've done this motherfucker the same time. Cooler was on this motherfucker playing the same loop. Here we go, loop-de-loop. Cooler was on that motherfucker 9 hours and 31 minutes.
Okay. So that's the proof. That is the proof. I mean, I don't know what else I can say after that. I don't know what else I can say. That's the proof there, man. I mean, it is what it is. You can take it and think whatever you like. But the bottom line is that the X and Diddy are the same person. Diddy's behind this. She did this to make the Manosphere look stupid and get paid at the same time. And when you got dumbasses like Jerome Whiteside that say he willing to support her no matter what, give her $100 cash app, she getting paid. Hey, I'm all for her getting paid, getting her money. Hey, it's all good. Let them Negroes look stupid. It's all good. It's all good. So let me go to my last thing, guys, and I'm gonna wrap up. Now, for those that follow the saga of Umar Johnson, and so forth. Right now, man, I did a live stream yesterday with Jamal Johnson coming on there. We had a knockdown drag out with him and Tiffany Griffin. This is just a weekly review here. I'll be doing some other content tomorrow. Everything was cool. Everything was great. My thing was that people are talking about this march in Wilmington where they're going to try to march to support Umar Johnson. Then you got these Bengali frauds that are coming out trying to get the school, stopping the school from opening. This stuff is crazy. My channel probably got shut down by one of them. I don't know, between Simtastic and the anti-fraud wars. I don't know what the hell. Either one of them could have done it. So at this point for me, I'm still supporting the brother. Hope it work out. I have not donated in months. I've donated in the past. I'm trying to get out of this shit because I'm not going to Wilmington to do anything. I'm just gonna report from the sideline, and I interact with my brothers like TCTV and Poetic Flocka and all of them coming in there. Everybody free to say what they want about Umar Johnson, about anti-Afros Bengali, aka Andrew Stewart. We got lawsuits going on, people filing smile claims. I'm filing. I've already contacted the board against this person for slander. These are the things that are going on. So I'm just saying, man, this is what's up. This is what's happening. There's more to come because there are people doing more Umar Johnson content. They don't want the brother to be successful. I don't get it. You don't have to like him. You don't have to hate what he's doing. People don't want you to support people. They want to try to get you fired from your job. I mean, y'all doing too much, man. These guys are doing way too much. So guys, I'm getting ready to go ahead and get out of here. I'm getting ready to do another live stream with my boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'm gonna go on live, have a discussion with him and everything. Y'all, peace. I'll be going live tomorrow throughout the day. I'll be doing content. Talk to you all later.